really well at PGR tournaments when they were still happening. Was lucky. There's a couple good dark pits like Kiraflax and a couple of other people, but honestly, this character at a high level does not get a lot of representation.
Not at all. And you know what, dude? I think like with time, people are realizing that like, you know, there's something to this character. Like you kind of can't discount him. I think a lot of times it's really easy to throw Pit in the low tier because he doesn't have like the glaring, obvious like cheese or, you know, comeback strat. You got to play really good neutral with the character. You got to take advantage of the tools that you do have, which are multi-hits, 3 jumps, really far recovery. Like there's a lot of things that the character still does have. Really kind of good combo tree, which I'm sure we'll see with Luminous because I've never really seen a lot of pits convert off the throws like I see Luminous do. So keep an eye out for that one.
I think if you're looking also for like a really good, honest character to learn Smash with, which I would not advise, just because you are a lot more better invested into playing a character like Pyra and Mythra or someone with a little bit more juice in their system. You know, Pit is definitely a good pick for that, just because he's very well rewarded by having good fundies, good spacing, good neutral. His initial dash is one of the fastest in the game, so he can switch his movement on a dime, which makes it really, really hard to anticipate where you can hit him. And already we're seeing that from Luminous just a little bit. Also, the combo game. Can we talk about the combo game right now, Luminous, Chris?
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like he's just kind of knows. It looks like, well, okay, playing it safe there. It looks like he just has a really good understanding of a lot of various characters, what percents they're at, and what he gets off of it. Because sometimes you'll see a down air go into a down throw turn into a down air into something else, or you'll see it into nair, and then it just kind of continues. And you don't always see that. Like when you have multi-hitting moves, sometimes you're satisfied just hitting one, but then you watch like a guy like Luminous plays, and he's sort of connecting off of everything.
Ooh, okay, I'm not gonna get the punish right there. It is a little bit of a cliche to call Pit honest, but like he is. Like
you know what the thing is? You could say every character has whatever cheese, and some are more honest than others. But the reality with Pit is you really have to play neutral, like no matter what.
He's any super early kills unless someone doesn't know how to DI out of your combo.
Exactly, man. And then when they do, you got to be able to react to that. But I would say if your cheapest thing as a character is you having Orbiter Protector shields, you're not doing too bad.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Like
you're not having the teacher take your test and rip it in half for cheating.
Yeah, like that's just like a hey, come on, you're on warning here. But
my man Pit is in the tutoring center, 9 to 5, just trying to get his grades up, not cheating, not looking at other people's tests. My man studied the material. All right, though, no, definitely Luminous. Like, one thing I think that comes out of playing characters like Pit is discipline, because you don't go for like unnecessary risks. You know exactly when your next combo is about to hit. You play off of game feel of your opponent, but all of your punishes are probably going to be guaranteed. You're probably not going to be fishing too hard for anything ill-advised, which makes it so scary because every Pit main I've ever seen is a neutral monster.
I mean, that you're kind of raised in it. You have to be that way. Otherwise, you're just not going to be successful with the character. Like, especially at a certain point, you're just not going to be able to do it. But
oh no,
ooh, yeah, having confidence in like, okay, good little parry. It's hard. It is really hard to punish a move like that, but have the right idea.
I think honestly, there when Luminous was forced to recover, if I were Sensei, I would have just switched to Pyra and tried to go for a 2-frame dare right there through the ledge. Just the detriment of Pit also is that he does not have a hitbox on his up B. So if you want to go off stage and go after him, just position an aerial over the ledge, go for it.
Oh yeah, you definitely can contest this character pretty much at all points. Even if you don't have a good recovery, you're right, just go for it. Like a hitbox is going to be, it'll go a long way as far as like staggering a Pit. But
oh my god,
oh boy.
What happens when the orbiters break? Can you just not use them again?
They have a, I don't know what the recharge time is, but there's like a short time where they just won't cast when you hit down B. He just holds his arms out.
So Luminous taking that game on. Another detriment of fighting Luminous is that I don't know if you've seen Luminous's Twitter, Chris, but this guy's ripped.
Dude, I know. I appreciate a fellow, you know.
What do you do?
Care about your body type person in this.
He's good at the game, and he's physically fit. Like what do you do? Good looking. I don't know how you fight that.
I don't know, dude. It's intimidating. So
you find a W.
That's part of the success with Pit. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, true.
It's a fun flex all around, brother. Hell yeah, flex on, dude. If you got it, then you flex it. So in any case, here we go. We got game 1 it for Luminous and Sensei. Sticking with Pyra Mythra, not succumbing to the, you know, maybe I'll go Snake here. And I appreciate it because this game is very doable, man. It's doable, and I think this is as good a practice as you could get at this point of bracket. Run into a player like Luminous if you're working on a character like who's kind of secondary, aspiring main. This is where you put him to the test.
If there's one thing we saw from last weekend's Smash Summit is that this character's stock is rising rapidly. As multiple top players are calling Pyra Mythra top 10 or best in the game, or even top 5. Like, I don't think it's up for debate at this point, at least amongst people who are like
not
actually
right now.
Tournaments.
Not especially after like the biggest tournament we've had offline sort of showcased that firsthand. I mean, the character, you know, basically kind of being two characters, really. It's sort of brand new still too.
Oh,
this might be
frame data, the range, being a sortie, having mobility options. That being said, my man playing Russian roulette with that side.
You know, man, I really like that a lot. I'm starting to understand how Dark Pit would actually be the optimal character against Pyra Mythra for a few reasons. Those arrows being one of them. You don't really need a whole lot of flexibility on those to get Pyra Mythra. They come back sort of linearly, but
wow,
dude, that was amazing. Even got the arrow at the end too.
That's what we're talking about. Like playing pit player, especially one of Luminous's caliber, is like a true vibe check to how good you think you are in Smash, because they're neutral. Their punish game will be pristine. You know, they can't afford to have any guesswork in a lot of their option selects a lot of the time. So you are really tested in terms of how good you are at playing this game through playing a lot of pit players. I feel like, because they're not going to let you get away with, you know, stupid stuff.
Yeah, because you got to take advantage of every opportunity you get with Pit, and we're seeing that right now at Luminous. Pretty much every shot. Okay, there we go.
We're all good. I hear the rain growing deafeningly louder.
Dude, I just think the winds are picking up.
We're still in it though. Still, Luminous has been kind of chefing up this game so far on Sensei. Sensei just hasn't really been able to find a solid way in. All of Luminous's like options he's been selecting have been fantastic. Like, just the way he's been using arrow to extend his combos or keep the pressure going when he knows that Pit can't safely keep extending. Like, that's some smart stuff. And there we go. We see one of the only semblances of any sort of dishonesty, I feel like, in Pit's kid.
Yeah, if we want to call it that. I mean, one armor move.
That one armor.
Blast him. No, but
there's a refrigerator strapped to his arm.
You know,
ready to go.
The thing is, and I do know Sensei is a huge Pyra fan, like canonical Pyra of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So I know we're gonna see him stick, especially for a kill, try to stick with her. But the thing is I do think that a little bit more Mythra, especially in a game like this where you're playing against Pit, who is pretty good at comboing you. I think just getting in at all with the speed of Mythra would probably go a really long way. Even when your back's against the wall. But yeah, that was a little scary for a moment.
You know, you got Mythra for show and Pyra for when your opponent's got to go.
That's pretty good.
So it seems like that's what Sensei is hunting for actively right now. Also, Pyra is, I believe, factually, hopefully, a little bit heavier than Mythra, so switching to her at late percents is actually a bit better to do. Yeah, it's optimal.
For the kill potential and for your own survival, makes sense to me. And honestly, if that down air lands on that ledge, if Sensei finds that, I mean, it's game over in a second. But
she's the X factor.
Yeah, that should do it. Yeah,
Luminous though, solid 2 over Sensei. Just kind of outplayed him. Like, we saw Sensei start to claw it back just a little bit towards the end there, but Luminous, like, neutral was on point, finding his openings, no problem, keeping him out. That was really good. I like seeing really good, solid just gameplay, because like, you can look at a player like Luminous and be like, this guy not only knows his character, but he knows how to play the game and navigate around all the no pun intended pitfalls that are coming his way.
I like that one too. I know that wasn't on purpose. But
it wasn't on purpose. I promise.
I could tell it wasn't, but I still like it. Even if it were, I would have liked it.
I had "oh no" in my head as I was about to say that.
I heard you sort of stagger for a moment.
Yeah.